the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
This hour sponsored by Better. Better Picks, a daily fantasy sports app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download Better or visit better.app now. Sign up today, get your free money, and no deposit necessary. Thanks to everyone who reached out as well. Boise did get the money against Notre Dame with the hook there as it fell 21. Thanks for all the tweets and emails, ftm@vsin.com. Well, we play for keeps tonight. I'm counting this as opening night in the association after the doubleheader last night. Big card, deep card, win totals, future bets, whatever you like in the props. The free preview up at vsin.com. They like a lot of guys, which we'll get to coming up. But I love the doubleheader tonight on ESPN. They're doing it the right way. Cleveland and the Knicks, most people picking them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Good article up on ESPN.com by Brian Windhorst that it's now or never for both organizations, especially the Knicks, if you can't end the drought and get to the NBA Finals this year with how everything broke has gone their way with the injuries as well. And the flag mania and all the hype and a healthy Wembanyama back in the 6:30 Pacific tip with the Spurs and the Mavs. A lot of people think the Mavs could make the playoffs or even win the division. I'm not getting that aggressive, but it's going to be awesome to see these young studs go at it, and a flag is the real deal. And Kid being a little coy about will he play a little point guard now. Not getting into that, but I would expect him to do that as well, although Gafford is out for the Mavs coming up. So let's start with the early game. Again, I wanted to pound the over here based on how you're going to see more pace with the Knicks with Tibbs out. They're going to drop down defensively, in my opinion. And when Brown took over the Kings, they went from near the bottom in offense to number one in the league. But then I think it's a wait-and-see approach as Towns is banged up, although he's going to play. Hart's out, and Robinson's out for the Knicks tonight.
Say that comment again from Karl Anthony Towns.
I don't know my role in this offense.
Okay. So last year when they first brought him over, I get it. The pace was not, they were one of the slowest teams in the league.
Yeah, that's Tibbs, yeah.
But Towns crushed it offensively with that team. He meant the world overall to them. So is it going to be completely different than what it was last year because Tibbs just likes to slow it down and grind out possessions more, even though that they were efficient on that side of the court?
I don't know why he's an eccentric kid, but I don't know why the gloomy Gus comments when you haven't played a game, and you're right, you were so good last year. Maybe it's, how do you make that comment when you had the preseason and all practice and camp? That's a bizarre comment, and I think it's also tied into the rumors. Every time you hear the freak stuff, it's cats mentioned, but maybe he's at sour grapes there. But that's a bizarre comment. That's right up there, as I said earlier, with what DeRozan just said asked about his first year in SAC. He said it was a bleep show.
Right. So I want to bet the Cavaliers in this game, and now there's more money coming in on the Knicks to drive it back down. So Cavaliers are favored by 1 right now. But the reason why I also don't like getting the worst number, this was available at much higher numbers leading into the game, obviously. But the market has been, based on stuff that you just talked about, obviously people have been betting the Cavaliers now for a few days to shift it where it's at. And now I got to lay a number, although it's 1 right now, as opposed to taking like 2.5 or even a month ago when it was 4.5. So that's why I'm probably going to lay off at this point, because if it lands in the wrong spot, I'm going to hate life at that point. Now, what if the Mavs, it's only 1 game tonight, but they are getting a division rival, and you talked about it there briefly. You're kind of anti-Mavericks. You have them win total under, missing the playoffs, right? What if Flay comes out tonight and it looks like, oh my God, how he played last year at Duke is going to be a continuation of the NBA?
I'm concerned about them defensively. I'm concerned that Anthony Davis is going to get hurt. It's inevitable. And then what happens? And you got guys like Russell out there who can't guard anybody. They're big. They're going to grab every rebound. But sometimes where's the scoring going to come from as well? But if he's the real deal, it's going to be fantastic. And it's unfortunate this could work out somehow for Harrison after one of the worst trades in the history of sports. And somehow you landed this kid. Fox and Wembanyama should work. And also getting Harper in a draft. And a lot of people like him, Rookie of the Year, too, at a big price.
Well, my God, the combination, how is it going to look with Fox, Castle, and now Harper?
Yeah.
All playing in the backcourt together. Like, I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. Like, if they can figure out a rotation there. Remember the sizzle the Spurs had last year when they made that move for Fox?
Yeah, people loved it.
Oh, for sure.
But then they didn't play well, and he got hurt, and then that was it. They both got hurt, actually. Yeah,
that's right. I need to see it first here with San Antonio for a little while. This is something that you can shop around and find now, by the way. Zach Cohen brought this up on our podcast yesterday, Pod to the Futures. You can find, will a team make first-team All-NBA? You can also find, will a rookie be named first-team All-Rookie? That, to me, is better than actually, there's another game going on tonight that I really want to watch.
You can bet, will a guy make first-team NBA?
Yeah, and there's a plus price on Wemby at plus 220. If he plays 65 games, maybe they don't win nearly enough games or be a high enough seed for him to win the MVP, although he's not going to make first. The media loves this dude. And his numbers, if he plays 65 games, will be, you know what they're going to be like? He's going to be Ohtani out there on the court. It's plus 220 to make first-team All-NBA. And that's another thing, too, is I took a shot in case something happens to Cooper Flagg, because that number, by the way, is minus $2. Come on. But I took Neat Clifford, the Kings, right after the draft, because I think that dude can, going to the Kings, and they talked about, what a mess Russell Westbrook, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I took him at 80 and 100 to 1. I would rather have a price on at plus 750 to make first-team All-Rookie or whatever that number is. That, to me, is a really good bet and a fun bet. I'll give you one. Are the Pistons too cheap tonight? They're still, no, never mind. I was going to say 2.5, but it's 3 out there on the road against the Bulls.
They are, yeah. It's big total. Man, we got 236.5 in 2 games tonight.
In a Pistons game, too. I want to make the case for Josh Giddey, but, to go over points, rebounds, and assists. Remember him last year to close out the season? Every game was 45 plus. It's 39.5 tonight. I can't get involved with too high of a number. That's
okay. I'm going to do that tonight. That's I didn't do I got a ton of futures. I'm just going to watch and assess and maybe get involved in play and see what happens. Our AI projections are up. They're free, vsin.com. They got a ton of guys up there, and they got some big differences. They like freak under points. They like freak under points, rebounds, and assists. They like Kuzma over. They're big on, I think they were White under tonight as well for the Celtics. So check it out with points, rebounds, assists, and points in all the different categories. Great stuff up there. And they nailed the threes last night with a strong run. Bill 80 had that in the morning email as well.
I'm so happy they added the Opta AI now basketball player projections. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, great.
There's so much content now every single day between the NFL player prop stuff, the NBA with full cards like tonight. It's awesome. The site has never looked better.
Did something happen? The Celtics are up to 5.5. Do we have news here? In any event, I can't believe the Knicks are only $3 to win the division. This circus in Philadelphia. Embiid only played 19 games, and Paul George isn't ready. And who's going to stay healthy, and how many games are they going to play together? The big three only played together for 8 games last year, whatever it was. It's an abomination.
Well, is there any way that they actually stay healthy this year?
No.
Okay. And then is there any way Boston's better than what people think?
How so?
To win the division?
No way.
Division
9-1?
good?
No way. They're going to be best case, I would say 7 seed.
That's best case?
For the Celtics, yes. This is going to shoot a ton of threes. They're going to make a couple more trades based on what I'm reading. And I would say 7 seed. I'll go 6 seed. Let me up there. I'll go 6 seed.
I was going to say, would you give me 2 to 1? They'll be better than a 7 seed?
Well, they win more games than the Miami Heat. You can start with that one, too.
I would think yes.
With that? Okay. So they're 5.5 tonight, and they're big on White in their projections there. I'm also the hype with 2 teams in the East in terms of the moves they made. Now, Orlando was the worst three-point shooting team in the league last year. They gave up all those picks to acquire Bane, and then the Hawks bring in Porzingis and others and see how they'll look tonight.
Oh, the Hawks have a really good roster.
Yeah, they do. But we'll see what they look like. 237.5 in that big boy against the Raptors. Remember the Raptors? That's when we were buying into Hawks futures. The Raptors went in there and spanked that
That's
ass
right.
Twice. See if Trae Young has a big season. They're 5.5. A lot of people, including Tim Bontemps, think Toronto can be feisty and maybe grab a 6 seed in the East.
Yeah, a ton of people here at VSiN super high on the Raptors.
Okay.
So you brought up the Magic. Do we kind of have to buy into the hype just simply based on how many significant injuries took place at the end of last year in the Eastern Conference? Meaning top 3 seed.
Yeah, that's in play.
Right, and going to be a player here.
Good
and
coach.
Will probably, absolutely. He's awesome. maybe win a couple of series, make the Eastern Conference Finals, and like give whichever team they're playing a strong 6-7 game series, because their futures dropped like a rock after they picked up Bane. I can't get that high with them.
Yeah.
I think they could be really good, but like...
They had so many injuries last year. That's why it's hard to evaluate the jump they can make, because the Celtics boat raced them in the series.
Yeah.
But then again, they didn't have the three-point shooting, but does that all go away with Bane? I don't know. That's a tough question. I am higher on the Atlanta Hawks than the Orlando Magic.
I think that's fair.
But also, this is the Knicks and Cavs should just run away with this for the top 2 seats. Cleveland should be the 1 seed. They're just so deep and built for the regular season, and all the scoring that they have, and Atkinson's such a good coach. The West is a mess.
Well,
I mean, after OKC, and I'm high on Denver. They made great moves. But between the Clippers and the Lakers and Memphis and who could be it, and Golden State, I'm high on. But that's because you're going to sit people with load management. And Minnesota, I see Randall gave up the ganja. That was big. And that could be big for his game, and also because Minnesota took a while to get going with chemistry last year, and they found it out and figured it out at the end of last year.
Pauly, I love watching fringe teams, or even worse, early season in the NBA. I'm not kidding. Like 2 games I can't wait to watch tonight. I got to see what this Kings-Suns game looks like.
Yeah.
But the game I might be the most excited about is Minnesota-Portland. I'm high on Portland.
Yeah.
I think they're a damn good basketball team. Up next, books could get absolutely crushed this week in the NFL. We'll tell you why coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Are you interested in effortlessly growing your Bitcoin portfolio? I sure am. The Bitcoin credit card by Gemini earns you Bitcoin back on every purchase. Use it like any credit card. Buy lunch, gas, or your weekly groceries, and you'll earn up to 4% back instantly in Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos straight to your account. All that with no annual fee. And right now, you can grab a $200 Bitcoin welcome bonus. It's the easiest way to start building your Bitcoin stack. Go to Gemini.com/card to learn more. Terms apply. See the link in the description for more information regarding rates and fees.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll get some best bets in college football and the NFL coming up in 15 minutes. VSiN host Matt Youmans joins us at that time. So there is a chance here, Pauly. That could happen any week, right? Where books could get absolutely crushed and bettors could have a great day with them. Typically, that's going to happen if it's a good day for public bettors and parlays come in and moneyline parlays. And that could actually happen this week with the moneyline parlays, or maybe even more specifically, like the teasers.
It's an all-time week.
I mean, the public will just look at the board and say, give me that team, that team, that team. I can have 6 teams now down to like a pick 'em, and I'll take every single one of them every which way but loose.
It's the first 6 games on the board. All in the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
Bills 7. Eagles 7.5. Bengals 6.5. Patriots 7. Atlanta 7.5. Baltimore 6.5. Just line them all up. Piece of cake. They're
what
all
could go
going to
wrong?
win, and it's a big payout as well. What could go wrong? Who screws it up? Sure. Now, you'd be fading a team that's... So you look at who you're fading. The Bears have won 4 in a row. They're hot. Sal Pell mentioned it, though. Ravens give it away. Bears take it away. Number 1 in the league. But this is last stand. Ravens lose this, it's over. Only 4 teams in NFL history have made the playoffs after being starting 1-5. Incredibly, 2 of those teams, Alex Smith was on them. David Baker was on yesterday. He's betting, snatching up all the Ravens' futures. Go back and listen on the podcast. It was a compelling case. Atlanta 7.5. How do you make the case for the Dolphins? The McDaniel stuff, how's he still employed? Tua's been a disaster. Waller's out now on IR. And they cannot stop the run. They're going to get gashed.
Yeah, it's going to be Bijan Robinson here and Tyler Algier doing whatever they want and whenever they want. I guess would this be Penix goes, even though he was dinged up on Sunday night, and he's not 100%, and he turns the ball over here at home? Is that what it is?
It's all turnovers, yeah. They'd have to beat themselves.
Here's the thing.
You can't, though. It's just all you're doing is handing off. Both guys are going to run wild on Miami.
That should be the game plan.
Okay.
Robinson's going to get 25 carries. Algier can get a dozen.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Bengals.
I agree with Mike. Jets might be the worst team in football. There's an argument to be made for other teams. Yeah. I get it, but
I have Flacco fever.
I don't want to get too nuts with the Bengals here, but that was absolutely a good sign. But I also think the Pittsburgh defense is a disaster, and they're totally exposed at this point. They're going to get even more exposed.
God, there was a great stat, too, on the Browns. Someone sent it over. Now I'm looking for it. They've lost 21 games in a row as road dogs of more than a touchdown, 7 points or more. Can that be? It's something like that.
Of course, it's Cleveland.
So that's okay, right. So even though Vrabel made the comments of such an emotional game and an emotional week going back and beating Tennessee and the back-to-back road games, I just don't think it's going to go well for Gabriel and that offense. And that's another case for the Patriots. And I'm with you on the Bengals. Okay, all right, Dart Mania.
Well, hold on. It's the first game back after a 3-game road trip for the Patriots, right? So there's that angle with the Malinsky special. And I will reiterate this. I brought it up on Monday. My biggest bet of the year was on Cleveland against Miami this past week. And I watched the entire, every play of the first half, right? Like every second. The Browns they did nothing special in that game, Paul. There's no oh my God, here we go. Let's have a parade for Cleveland. They're back. They're going to be, that's not it. It's that Miami is a disaster right now. And because of the fact that they were so bad, Cleveland was able to build up that big lead and never look back. And that's how. So now they get to take on a team that appears to be pretty damn good in New England. And with a good head coach and a quarterback who is playing lights out football right now. So now go ahead on to Dart.
Yep. I think the Eagles get revenge, and it's just a horrible spot for the Giants after one of the biggest collapses and worst losses in NFL history. I don't know how you just get up from that, and I think it takes a while. Although Arizona was okay. Arizona, I give them credit. They bounced right back, and they should have beat Indy on the road. But this one, considering 2 weeks ago, the Eagles were embarrassed on national TV. Mm-hmm. And, between the coaching and the play calling, and if you were going to send pressure and cover zero, I would think Hurts, Brown, and Smith have a field day again.
You know what this Giants-Eagles game is? I'll take you back to a few years ago. It was when Georgia was, I believe, undefeated, a big favorite against Alabama in the SEC title game. And, there was no way, no how Georgia was going to lose. They're going to win the whole thing. And Alabama got them in the SEC title game, and I think they blew them out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fast forward, they met in the national title game a month later or whatever it was. What do you make the point spread? They just played. Alabama crushed them. It can't be 7 points. It was 3.5. And Georgia got revenge, and they were clearly the better side in that game. I think that's what's going to happen here. Philadelphia's going to take care of business, and I would not be surprised if they cover and win by margin in the spot. Don't forget this one, by the way. You can tease us the opposite way. Don't you think San Francisco up to 7.5 is attractive on the road against Houston?
Yeah, Houston won't be able to run the ball.
Oh,
and
my.
What has happened to Stroud?
Good point.
The pocket awareness or lack thereof. It's like he's playing his first NFL game. He's a rookie. What is he doing Monday night? Running backwards? Throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage and just standing there? And
what was that play?
He didn't go after it? Oh, he's been bad.
I think the guy might be a little spooked here at how bad the offensive line is.
That could be as well.
Because they're living up to the hype, right? On paper, every projection had the Texans' offensive line as the worst in football going into the season, and they're playing like that.
Send them in. Who screws up the teaser? What big favorite goes down on Sunday?
Could it be Buffalo on the road?
To be surprised coming off the bye. I know.
Well, that's big for them.
I know, and then it's definitely panic time, no doubt. So I like the over tomorrow. Mike Palm loves the Chargers. And it's another question of the audience, because you're ticked off, and I don't blame you, about how long do you go before you ride a player with his props, you jump off, and then it's like, oh, God, because, oh, man, what happened with Los Angeles. So Vidal ran wild in the win against Miami, and they didn't do much the last game. But in the loss against the Colts, Gadsden had 7 for 164 and a score. And I know our guy Pete Hamill said, hey, take a look at this guy's props. I think he has a big game. And then I forgot about it, and he went nuts.
Well, this is why it can drive you nuts and make you sick. So I'll go back a month. After his debut, he had a nice game, and the rapport was there with Justin Herbert. Jim Harbaugh came out and specifically told the media, he goes, there's more of that where that came from. Like, we're going to see this movie over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he told the media. I'm like, okay, I'm going to ladder this guy. Thank you. I mean, he's telling you what the game plan is. So for the next 2 games at very small numbers, like around 19.5 the first week, I laddered him all the way up to like 60. And he flopped. And I think he had a fumble in that game. Well, I came back and did it one more time the next week, and he didn't do a damn thing. Well, I got off it. I said, fool me once, shame on you, that whole thing. I'm not going to do it a third time. Well, then the third time since, and then last week, so 2 games in a row, the guy went nuclear on opposing defenses, and every imaginable ladder cashed with him. Like, I'm sure that 125 was maybe the highest number anywhere available on him last week.
9 for 164, and then he had 8 for 68 against Miami. After he went 3 for 16 and 1 for 14.
I had both those games.
Yeah, like what happened? Yeah, he fumbled against Miami, but he still had 8 for 68 in that game on 7 targets. He had 7 for 68 on 8 targets, and then he had 7 for 164 on 9 targets.
And he's
in the win against loss against the Colts, rather.
He's low 40s in this game.
Oh wow!
But is everybody going to eat tomorrow night?
Well, look what the Eagles did. I mean, the Eagles came in with that horrible passing attack, and it hurts making it rain out there.
Yeah.
Just dropping it in the bucket over and over and over again.
Such a bad game out of the Vikings last week. Now, what about Addison? Because his prop is going to the moon right now, right in real time.
That's the other thing. I mean, the Chargers embarrassed themselves last week. Try to take away something. They couldn't stop a damn thing.
Boy, the Colts are good, though.
And even when the Colts got them on 3rd and 10, it didn't matter. Here's a little Pierce. Here's a little Warren.
Right.
No problem. And it was breaking news when they punted in that game, which I don't think only happened once.
Wentz evidently really likes Addison, and it's showing so far. And that dude has had 2 fantastic games out of 3 since coming back. But it was 51.5 earlier this morning. Now it's like 57.5.
Yep. I also haven't seen you because I thought the officiating Monday night was all-time bad. And I think that, number one, that's a touchdown for Hawkinson Sunday. I agree with him.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hussey's the only guy in the world who thought Otten fumbled.
Yeah, true.
And there were just some horrible calls in the other. And then how they screwed that up with the safety, non-safety in the Houston game.
Yes.
If it's control and possession, it's not 2nd and 15 then.
Right.
They were all, and every time they go to the guy in the booth, he backs the officials. No, they're wrong, and they won't call him out on it. Better Picks, the daily fantasy app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download the Better app. Pick more or less on your favorite player's stats, and if your pick hits, you win. New users get free money just for signing up. No deposit required. When you do deposit, you get a 50% deposit match up to $200. Better has action year-round. NBA, here we come. Soccer, UFC, golf, and more. Head to better.app or download Better in the app or Google Play Store.
Best bets in college football and the NFL, plus an opinion on the World Series from VSiN host Matt Youmans coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A ton of bets to get to here as VSiN host Matt Youmans joins the program. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. He's on X at Matt Youmans 24/7. Matty, good to talk to you as always. Let's begin World Series. So we have to get to this talking to you here today as that starts in a couple of days. Do you have a strong opinion here one way or another, enough to make a bet?
Well, enough to make a bet, yeah. I don't know how strong the opinion is, but I think the Blue Jays, there's a little bit of value in that number. I bet the Blue Jays at a plus 200 to win the series. And I was at the South Point last night, and they had plus 220, so I bet it again. And Bo Bichette is going to return. He has not played for the Blue Jays since September 6th. Now, he's a below-average defensive player as a shortstop, but he is batting .311. The 94 RBIs, and that makes that lineup a little bit better. Hey, the Blue Jays have a lineup that can hit these Dodgers starters. I was really disappointed in the Brewers and how they kind of laid down offensively and let the Dodgers just mow them down. I expect a little bit of regression from the Dodgers starting pitchers, and I think because of Shohei Ohtani's sensational performance in Game 4, that this number is a little bit inflated because everybody's crazy about the Dodgers right now, and they think they're just going to coast past Toronto. I don't think that's going to be the case. I give the Blue Jays a little bit more than a puncher's chance to win this series. I like their pitching depth. I like their lineup. And I think they got a shot here. And, of course, they've got home field advantage, so they need to get at least one game or hopefully two at home. And everybody should root for Super Dave Ross, by the way.
Yeah.
Dave Ross won that futures play in that Derek and Mike Blackjack Invitational. I think he's got a $69,000 free roll ticket on the Blue Jays to win the World Series. So I think Super Dave's got a shot, and I think the Blue Jays got a shot here.
That would be something.
That'd be amazing.
Let me correct something. He picked him with the 9th pick in the draft. He had the 9th pick and took the Blue Jays. I thought it was the last pick in any event. Incredible. Nick Bogdanovich from Boomer Sportsbook. Great to have him back on. Matt, he thinks it's a horrible spot for BYU, and he likes Iowa State. You thinking the same thing?
Oh, I do, too. This was the first bet I made was Iowa State. Minus 2.5. I'm going to play Iowa State in the money line, too, a little bit because last week, I laid 2.5 with Iowa and also made a money line bet on Iowa and got burned laying the 2.5, and Iowa won by 1. And a lot of times I like to make a money line bet on these short favorites too, especially offenses that might not score a lot. But hey, if you look at Iowa State's last home game, September 27th, and that was a healthier team at that point, Cyclones blew out Arizona 39-14. Now they're off a bye. And they catch BYU at the perfect time off BYU's Super Bowl win against Utah. And, hey, look, BYU was outgained 470 to 368 by the Utes, but they were +2 in turnovers. And that's a big reason BYU's 7-0 right now is because this is a team that does not turn the ball over a lot. But I'll tell you what, the matchup is favorable for Iowa State, too, because the weakness is pass defense. The strength is run defense. Iowa State can stop the run, and you have to do that to beat BYU with L.J. Martin and Bear Bachmeier. So, yes, I do like the Cyclones quite a bit here.
Paul Stone likes Mississippi State, catching more than a touchdown or a touchdown in some spots. State the case for the dog here.
You know what? I was on Kentucky +13 last week, and I had Kentucky money line against Texas, and that was brutal. Kentucky deserved to win that game. 395 to 179 in total yards, the advantage for the Wildcats. This Texas offense is abysmal right now. And, Sark and Arch Manning need to get their act together, but hopefully it doesn't happen this week. And I think Blake Shapen's a capable quarterback. In fact, he's the best quarterback in this game. He passed for 324 last week at Florida. I mentioned Cutter Boley, the Kentucky quarterback, actually had a lot of success against that vaunted Texas defense a week ago. But Texas had 8 first downs in that game. Kentucky had 26. And we've seen Mississippi State be really competitive here. Bulldogs they've won or been within one score in every game except the one at Texas A&M. So I like Mississippi State +7. I think Texas right now still overrated. Now, you were catching 13 with Kentucky last week, and that was a better bet. So you got a little bit of deflation in the line. I think everybody's starting to realize this Texas offense is a big fraud.
Yeah, but also Miss-State's, we talked about this earlier when we ran down the best and worst teams in college football against the spread. They're one of the best teams in the country covering so far this year. I think they're absolutely worth a bet based on how bad Texas has been. Do you have any Heisman futures at all on Diego Pavia, and are you betting Vandy again this week?
I do not. I wish I did. I know Chris Macero's got a huge ticket on Pavia to win the Heisman, and I should have pulled the trigger on that sooner because I've been saying for a few weeks I think he's live to win it. Had to win that game last week against LSU, and he did. And, again, this team's 6-1 with a loss at Alabama, but they hung with the Tide for 3.5 quarters in that game. Pavia's got 19 total touchdowns, 4 picks. He's got all the numbers. He's got a big win over LSU, and he needs a big win over Missouri this week, and he could get there. I'll tell you what impressed me most about Vandy last week, and I was on the Commodores in that game against LSU. I'm going to back him again. 399 total yards. They outgained the Tigers. And the key to me was 239 rushing yards. If you can run for 239 against that LSU defense, you're legit. So I'm going to back Vandy again this week. And by the way, Missouri, the Tigers are on the road for back-to-back weeks, and they were very fortunate to get the win at Auburn last week.
That is true. How about, what's this, Floyd, the pig? Iowa and Minnesota? The contest coming up. How about Iowa more than a touchdown? What's it called?
I think it's called the Floyd of Rosedale.
Okay.
It might be a pig. But, I mean, usually these teams are stuck in the mud when they play. And when they played 2 years ago in Iowa City, it was 12-10. And I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, 3 of the last 4 meetings have been decided by 5 points or fewer. I had to laugh. All the hype and all the talk about Matt Rule going to Penn State. And then Matt Rule and Dylan Raiola go to Minnesota and lay an egg. And he looked a lot like James Franklin in that game, right? Minnesota, by the way, sacked Dylan Raiola 9 times in that game. Darius Taylor is a big-time running back for the Gophers. And how about Mark Gronowski, the quarterback for Iowa? This is hilarious. He's got 3 touchdown passes in 7 games. I think you have to take the points with Minnesota here, 8.5 or 9.
All right. How about another Big Ten game? It's an intrastate rivalry here. The Spartans and the Wolverines going at it. And you like the dog here, Michigan State catching more than 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I talked a lot about Bryce Underwood, the freshman quarterback for Michigan on the road, and how bad he had been. He was 9 for 24, 142 yards at Oklahoma, 12 for 22, 105 yards at Nebraska. I was at the USC game. He was pretty unimpressive in that game as well. So you got a freshman quarterback on the road, struggling offense. This Michigan team does not have a lot of speed, not many playmakers. It's really been an overrated team in the betting market. I think it's starting to catch up now. But I'll take 14.5 with the Spartans here. This game was 24-17 last year in East Lansing. Aiden Childs, the quarterback for Michigan State, I thought played really well against Indiana last week. 27 for 33, 243 yards with a TD and no picks. He also rushed for 48 yards. And if you look at the box score, Michigan State really hung with Indiana in that game. I don't see why the Spartans can't hang with a Wolverines team that's not as good as Indiana. Give me the 14.5, and I think this, similar to dogs last week. I thought there were 3 big dogs last week that were really live to win outright. One was Louisville, one was Kentucky, and the other was Stanford. And 2 of those 3 won outright, and Kentucky should have won outright. I think Michigan State's definitely capable of winning this game outright.
Floyd of Rosedale, introduced in 1935, bronze trophy in the shape of a pig, awarded to the winner of Iowa and Minnesota. Did you get fast food today? It's a dumb question. How many times did you get fast food today?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Quick story for you. I just left Arby's.
Oh.
And I tried the steak nuggets at Arby's.
Okay.
And
I saw the commercial.
I'll give him a B. I asked the guy, do you have steak sauce? No, we don't have steak sauce. We got barbecue sauce. I said, well, that's no good. So I had to use the horsey sauce with the steak nuggets, which is pretty good. But next time I would get them to go and take them home. I've got about 10 bottles of steak sauce at home. It's some of the best steak sauce ever made from Lee and Parents. I don't think they make it anymore. And my advice would be, if you get the Arby's steak nuggets, to take some homemade or your favorite steak sauce with you, because they don't have anything good for that. By the way, last night, around midnight, I was out at South Point at Steak and Shake, okay? And I ran into a big VSiN fan, and get this, he walks up to me and he says, I heard all the stuff you said on the show tonight, and I agree with most of what you said, but I disagree with one point. I really like this Dolphins coach, and if they stick with him, they're going to make the playoffs this year. I said, are you crazy? You got to be kidding me. He was serious. He thought that the Dolphins could make the playoffs this year if they stick with Mike McDaniel.
That's the one thing he disagreed with you on?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's unbelievable.
There's one in every party, man. I can't wait for the fast food rankings next year. You're the best, buddy. Thanks a lot.
You bet. See ya.
All right, Matt, there you go. On the Progressive Guest Line, Matt Youmans.
Advertising works. I see the ad all the time. It's like, I want to try those.
I haven't seen it yet, actually.
Really?
Pay attention. Do they look good?
Yeah. Not bad. Did you try Task?
No.
Bad.
My little guy turned 18 months today. Watching TV shows, it's not on the priority list. Up next, a ton of bets to go over with in-pocket plays on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right, 2-0 with the Capitals game against Seattle. You can mark your calendars. Look for when the Kraken are on a back-to-back. The last 2 years on a back-to-back, Seattle is 0-13. 12 of the losses are by 2 goals or more, and 12 of the 13, they've scored 2 goals or fewer. It's incredible. You can just, you can bet the team total under, and then go minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Get nuts. 4-1 Washington last night. Good write-up from vsin.com, as always, with Jonathan Davis as well, but he's been on that the last couple years. Broncos laying 3 against the Cowboys. 3.5's out there as well. Good late game coming up. Last stand, my last bet on the Broncos if they blow it. I took 9-1. I added 15-1. There's 15-1 at Circa. If you're in Las Vegas, there's a 16-1 out there as well. That is Freddie Freeman for World Series MVP. The narrative's there. It has all the makings. The incredible numbers Mitch ran down earlier from MLB Stats on X. He has hit safely in all 11 World Series games. He has homered in 6 of his last 7 World Series games. He has an RBI in 7 straight World Series games. Canadian angle. And no one has ever won back-to-back World Series MVPs. Freddie Freeman will do it. Thunder and Rockets to win their division. Thanks to Mitch's podcast. Cohen gave that out. Some of these are incredible when you think about the payout. And it's surprising, like Knicks, Cavs, OKC division parlay, which is plus 140 as well. Warriors over 47.5 wins, off to a great start. Thanks to Mitch, it was Kevin Pelton who has them mid-50s in his projections. That's not going to happen every game, and certainly there's going to be load management and injuries. But what Kuminga did and what Heel did, Butler attacking, great win in L.A., and Lakers under 46.5 in a loaded Western Conference. Some concerns about the team, not about Luka, who was awesome with, 43, 12, and 9, and what he did. Clippers over 47.5. Double-digit road favorites tonight in Utah. Deep team. And I know a lot of guys at the end of the line, but a deep team that think will do well in the regular season. Nets under 20.5 wins. The owner, Joe Tsai, coming out essentially saying we're tanking, that we have one draft pick and it better be a good pick and a high pick coming up because we don't have one next year. Excited to watch this doubleheader tonight on ESPN. Good to see the boys are back as well. Cavs and Knicks, and then followed by Wemby and the Spurs in Dallas. I like Mavs under and bet Mavs under 41.5 though as well. Don't like this roster, and I think Anthony Davis will get hurt. The hype with Flag, can't wait to watch that as well. And then adding some World Series props. These are at Caesars. Good job by Eric Biggio and the crew and the traders, and thanks to Eric for sending them over. Anti-Fun Guy checking in. Will there be a walk-off?
Fun Guy? Or
Anti-Fun.
Fun Guy.
Fun Guy, yeah. Well, yeah. No walk-off, minus 130. Will the game go extra innings? No, minus 120. I agree with Mike Somich on that one as well. And will there be a triple in the series? No, plus 105. They've actually gone higher. It happened last year because I bet 2 units last year on no grand slam, and then Freeman goes deep right away, an iconic game, an iconic walk-off, and they actually raised the price on it at Caesars and Will Hill.
Well, it can't happen again, right?
You wouldn't think, right? There you go. Have some fun, everyone.
All right, Pauly, best of luck. I was off yesterday, so we'll recap what happened Monday night. Adbuka stayed under 4.5 receptions, but he did go over 56.5 yards.
30-yard catch.
Late, yeah. To
Look good, though.
Land at 58.
Can you believe their luck? Now Evans likely
done
out
for the year.
I mean, unbelievable San Francisco and Tampa with the luck, that injury.
It never ends.
No.
It never ends. In the late game, Texans total field goals made in that game over 1.5. Did it again.
The Fair Baron, baby.
Guy's awesome. And by the way, I think it's going to be a thing for a while. They get San Francisco this week. Tough defense.
Denver
coming up. Are they going to be scoring touchdowns a lot? I don't think so. Woody Marks went over. That last catch, that was one from the football gods. Over 2.5 catches plus 134 got there and over 12.5 yards. Made it as well. So Monday night was a pretty good night. All right. As for tonight, I'm going A.J. Green for the Milwaukee Bucks. I bet this last night, put it at vsin.com. Over 2.5 made threes, plus 125. He went over this number in 4 out of 5 playoff games against Indy last year. He took 7. He made 3.6. That's 51.4%. Down the stretch in April, 7 games, he shot 57% from downtown. This year in the preseason, 12 of 22, 55%. He had games of 3, 3, and 5 made threes in those games. He just signed a 4-year, $45 million extension. He's going to get run. Tonight has blowout potential written all over it. They're 10-point favorites against the Wizards. And basketballreference.com, full season projections for him, 13 points per game, 8.13 attempts per game. You'll love to see it, and 3.4 makes. I laddered him. I did 4+ and 5+ as well. This is another one I did not put on the website. I forgot to, quite honestly, but FanDuel had Sam Hauser over 2.5 last night, made threes, plus 102. In 20 games last March and April for the Celtics, he took almost 7 a game. He made 3 a game. In 2 preseason games, he was 2 of 4 and 3 of 6. Again, basketballreference.com projecting him for 3.8 makes per game this year on 9.2 attempts. After last night, Lakers under 46.5 wins. I laid 24 cents with that. PU, that stunk other than Luka. He got dinged up.
Come on.
No LeBron. Man, was that bad? You got him under anyway.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Be all right.
Tonight,
Warriors were excellent. A hell of a performance by Golden State.
They were. The Red Wings tonight.
Yeah.
Even money. Fishy line here. So that always scares me a little bit. But they have 5 wins so far this year over some of the best teams in the entire league. Buffalo stinks. I'm opposite of the market on this one. 49ers Texans under 41.5 to my point on that. Earlier today, Nico Collins, concussion, Christian Kirk, hammy, did not participate in practice.
So bad Monday.
Come on.
So bad. Run the ball, Seattle. Come on, Darnold.
Yep.
You had to sweat that game. Just run it and punt. They can't score.
And how about this?
What's this?
My little fella turns 18 months today.
Uh-huh.
There is a golfer playing on the PGA Tour this week in the Utah Championship.
Yeah?
His name is Sebastian Moss.
Is that right?
He's 2,000 to 1.
Oh, come on.
So
meant to be.
Okay. But I have it as a ticket that I'm going to put in his room once it's a loser anyway.
Yeah.
But you imagine if he's actually in the mix like on Saturday or Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
That's an all-time story.
I would do similar stuff for that NASCAR driver, Dick Trickle. Have to get in that too.
Yeah.
Go get him, kid.
It's a hot dog. It pays for a ham sandwich here. But anyway, just to have a little bit of fun with that.
That's great. Think you know sports? Start getting paid for it with Better Picks, the daily fantasy sports app where your sports knowledge turns into cash. Sign up today, get free money, no deposit needed. When you do deposit, you get 50% deposit match up to $200. Download Better in the app or Google Play Store. Head to better.app. Promo code VEASAN for your free money deposit bonus. Better.app. Get up to the website as well. The free AI prop projections with the NBA for a limited time. Get up there. A plethora of stuff today. They're strong on a lot of guys, including Freak. So get up there and check it out, VEASAN.com. Okay, so I mentioned earlier the boys are back. Inside the NBA will continue to be produced by TNT Sports from its Atlanta studios. Will begin 1 hour before tip-off for games airing on ESPN, with the post-game show starting immediately after game coverage concludes. How many times is Inside the NBA on this year? This year, 2025. Your answer.
Oh, you have it in front of you?
Yeah.
How many times is Inside the NBA on?
With the crew, yeah. How many times can we watch them? Kenny, Shaq, the whole crew, Barkley?
For the entire regular season?
No, just 2025.
Just 8 times.
5. Are you kidding?
That's it?
They're on tonight. They're on tomorrow. They're on October 29th. They're on November 12th. They're on Christmas. How can that be?
I don't get it. It's not a weekly thing?
What? I'm lost as well. They're off for a month. They don't come back till January 24th, according to the schedule here.
What?
Yeah. From December 25th to January 23rd, they're not on. They're only on a couple times, and they're not on from March 15th to April 11th. What is this? They've won 21 Emmys. Or they won an Emmy 21 years in a row, whatever. Yeah.
What's their plan then? What is ESPN going to do?
I don't know what's going on. I got to do some digging here.
Oh, boy.
Because this show
is loved.
No good. People love this show.
Oh, it's the best studio show of all time.
Yeah.
That sucks. End on a high note tomorrow, Pauly.
All right, sorry.
I'll try to right now. I bought something today. Next Friday's Halloween.
Oh, we're doing it?
We're going to have to do it again. I don't want to overhype it, but it might be the best one I've ever had.
No, get out.
I'll leave it at that.
Oh, yeah, the madness.